Okay, so yesterday we have again recap few things about the tMap and what are all the options we are going to use and how to use and what is where and how to filter columns or how to expression on right side out like a output side how to filter the data. So now we are going to see. Few more options which is related to input side. So when you are have a table, so obviously there is a like a joins required. So joins means it's not going to whole data will not keep in a same table. So data will be organized, and it's kind of if you heard of your academics, there is a like a form, like a data form, like like it's going to be a data will be model or model. So the data or fields are not going to be repeated, and we cannot maintain a huge tables on a huge data. Like a column set is not going to be huge in any table. So there you are going to use a split that data into multiple tables, and it is called a model. So data models, you have heard that word in your somewhere anywhere. So model. So when you are designing application, you have to create a forms, right? So the form is going to have how many fields. Same way, the next you are going to click next, or you are filling some data. Again, it will go to the next something. So if it is related to any application, that they cannot maintain all the data in a single table. So they have to maintain the data in an organized way, and they try to avoid the redundant of data, redundant of fields, or maintaining the columns, more columns in a same table. So it's going to be a normal forms you heard in your academic, right? So how to use the how to do the model for any application, how to split the tables, and how to generate the association between tables. So here ETL is not going to do the data model. Data model is going to be uh, before you are doing a ETL, the data model will be created by whatever they have application, existing application. Or if you are going to do the like a from scratch, you are doing a new application, the data model will be done before starting the ETL. So the ETL is a little it's related, but it's not a part of data model. So data model is a base of your application. So without data model, you cannot able to generate a proper application without even data is a base for any application nowadays. We already discussed about that board, right? So without data you cannot do any business nowadays. It's going to be a like a it's kind of base met for any application, any business. So data model is like base for any application. Without data model, you can create application, but it's not easy to maintain the application. So leaving that part, data model part, we don't worry about data or data model. So here in our case, right? So we are trying to understand how to join two tables, or a two files, or a two things. You can take it anything. So generally, when coming to join, we'll talk about SQL. But in coming to ETL, so it's not about only SQLs to join, tables to join. If we are going to join with a different files or a different data sets, so that anything can be joined, associated in ETL tool. That's where we are going to use the ETL tool. If it is just a SQL they have application, then you can go with the SQL queries itself, and you can write your whatever you want to insert or updates or whatever. But if you are going to have a different kind of systems, like a file system or cloud system, whatever, so integrate those things, we need to have a ETL tool. So now in our case, we are handling with one data file which is having the information of customer with the addresses. So I want to generate a one more input for this process flow, and that data is going to define the state. So in this right, we already have designed a how to get the state codes. So state code is defined in a logic. So I don't want developers to calculate that operation of state codes and all. I want to keep this list of states and related country codes. So that is going to be our master table. It's kind of, we can call it simply lookup. So master table is something, master in the sense something which has which is going to be a reference for us. So one textbook is a master. So if you start reading the book, what it is going to do, it will guide you and teach you so many things. Same way, if you're going for training, so that trainer is going to give some kind of guidance. So master is means something exists which will be reference for you to follow what is going on. Same way, so in this case, right, so we have a state and we have a zip address, these details. But whatever logic we have implemented this transformation, right? Because if I have a like a I have two states, so I'm good with writing this logic. But I have a n number of states, like all over world, or if it's going to take, US is going to take, so many states will be there. Not like for us it's going to be countable, but there is a more like a 40 plus or 30 plus. So I don't want to that many writing that many logics and all. So this one I just want to make it as a simple reference lookup table, so that I can easily just get that by joining with the state. So one more data set I am preparing here to get that state code instead of writing this logic. So that simplifies the developers. So whenever new state added, for example, nowadays you are seeing, right, in Andhra they are splitting so many districts. So if I want to do some kind of process of data, like a ETL process of data districts, so now it's going to be a huge work. So you have to add all the districts, how many districts you are splitting. So you have to go and open your job and you have to do. Instead of that, if you maintain a district and related zip code or something in a separate table, so that is what a model. So when you are designing a job, you have to think in future. You no need to open your job, you have to make everything in a outside of the code. But the things which are you are implementing code, that you will be reusable. You never going to keep on open the job code and keep editing that kind of things. As much as we have to avoid, once development is completely done, so whatever it is, integration or a migration, you should not go back and open and keep adding things. It's like extensions will be there, but it's not, it's going to be a added advantage are a minimal things which can be expected in, it's going to happen in future. Those things you should not code as a hard coded. This is kind of hard coding. So state and state code I am hard coding here, because state for now I am handling with Andhra and Telangana. Maybe for example I'm training itself, so I don't have any other state people in my training right now. But in future I may get people from other states also. So then I can go and add that other state and related code and all. So what we have to do, we have to design a table which the state code and state information we are going to have in a separate table or object, something we can design that kind of model, so that I no need to open the code. I can simply just add in a new insert or a new entry in the table, so that the process will not break and it will continue the load the data as per a requirement is. If the state matches, then get the state code. So here, right, I'm removing this. So I'm going to introduce one more for understanding of the components also. So we need a one more table. So it's table in the sense it's going to be a column row manner. So same way you can store in a data in a file or any other. So there is a component which can, if you are fix the input is, what input you are passing to the flow, then you can have a component to use t fixed flow input. So here you can see, right, there is a t fixed flow input. So you can find that t fixed flow. So you can find this one under miscellaneous group. So this is not like a that much functional component that, but you can have kind of you usage very minimal. But so we, if you know what is your passing input, so in some things, right, it will be fixed data. So data is, this much of data, like if you know what you are passing and it is helpful for this job alone, it's not going to be used for some other jobs or something. In that case, you can you start use of this the fixed bow input. So this fixed bow input I am taking, and if you see this component what it is expecting, so it is going to expect the schema. So what kind of input you are passing, and if you see the number of rows, so you want to have n how many number of rows, and you see here, right, single table. So if you add for here, I'm going to add what I told, I'm going to maintain a separate table for state and state code. So I'm just going to add two fields, state and state code. So here lookup, right, I can keep any name. It's not about so input has a state, but a lookup, this is going to be a reference table for me when I want to generate state codes for a customer. So reference table, it's a reference for me, it's a master table, it's a reference table which is going to call as a lookup in our input. So this is going to be existing one. I'm going to keep add the state and state codes whenever new state add a new team member added from the different state. I'll go and add the state and state code for just to explain the things and all. So now I am just added. So now you can see, right? So single table means if you have a one record which is have a like a one state name and state code, you have single record, then you can go for use a single table. So single table means single table which is going to have a single record. Okay, so if you have a multiple, then you can use a inline. So you can add a number of entries for the table. So you will have a number of records, you can have it. Or you have a data in a delimiter format. So it's going to be fixed. So you can use the delimited format data. So I'm going to use inline first. You can understand how it is using. So here, right? So what are the states we are having? We are having Andhra Pradesh. So I'll copy from here. And what is the state code we are keeping? We are just keeping AP. And next one is Telangana. So and I am going to copy. So again, you see, right, edit schema. You can add states, and whenever you have see edit schema, then you will have an option to copy and paste. So I am going to copy this. This is going to copy the entire data also. So I'm copying this, and again I am pasting one more record. I'm again copying this, pasting one more record. Okay, so this is the states. So if earlier I have a data like this, and which I have, so the Andhra Pradesh and state code APC earlier, and Andhra Pradesh, the Telangana I have. So like this, I have a four entries. So why we have a four entries? Leave it because it's a master table which have designed them. So and we find this like a, if it is Andhra Pradesh, then I want to get the AP. If it is Telangana, I want to get the TS. Like this. I designed a table model. So the table is, it's going to have state name and a state code. So now I have a fixed data. So if you want to add multiple, then you have to open the job, you have to add it. So this is for just to understand the component. So the component is to, if you want, if you know what data you are passing to your job and data is very limited, then we can start use of T fixed flow input. So it's going to be input component which will pass the data to the flow, and you can add as a input or a lookup this component. Okay, now we have a flow which is going to have a customer data, and we are reading this, we are reading, and we are trying to do some transformations here and all, right? So now I'm completely removing this concept, like getting the states from using this logic. So going forward, I don't want to do this kind of calculation on transformation, because it's going to be a, it's not going to be a good practice, because n number of things keep on going to add states and all. So in general, also in real time, they'll have a like kind of this kind of any countries related data which they are going to have a the model they have already designed a such a way you can easily capture the state codes and all. If not there also, you have to design the job, or design, you have to suggest when they are going to design a new data model for target system, you have to design such a way, or simply whatever they ask we cannot do, right? We are a developer, but still we have to suggest in a best way. We have to reduce our work, we have to give our best in a reusable of things and all. So now I'm going to remove this mapping. Okay, so removing this mapping. So same functionality we have already covered using transformation, that I am trying to avoid by using a looking up with the other table. Looking up means you are referring some other table, searching in a other table which has related whatever states you want to fetch, and the related state code you want to get it. So this is a input, and this is this component used for if you know the data, what data you want to pass to the flow means this is a flow. Okay, this flow, what data you want to pass, you are aware of it, and you are very clear, it's not going to be change keep on, then you can use it. But in this case, I'm just taking example, this is not a uh, good idea to keep in the fixed flow input. But we I'm just to explain the component also, I'm just trying to use this component. Okay, just I this is a lookup data for me. So lookup data means it's a master kind of thing, master reference. So you can find the states and related codes in the state table. So you can call it a state table. So our country details table. So whatever. So right now this is a on the fly. I am using a fixed input of data to the flow. So what we have to do? We have to I want to check between these two. So what I want to check, I want to check the state from here, and I want to match with this lookup table, which has a state as Andhra Pradesh. I want to get the state code from this table, this input. So this is one input, this is one input. Between two inputs, you want to match the data, then you have to follow some joins or match models. So for that, we'll have a SQL. We have a inner join, left outer join, or right outer join, full outer join. Like that, you will have joins concept in SQL. Same way, it is a ETL. If you don't know the SQL very good, also you can able to manage by the component itself. So now but basically you have to know. When you are going for a ETL developer, not about talent. You are learning talent. So but still without SQL also you can able to learn talent. But you when you go for a complete ETL developer, you have to be very strong in SQL also. So now you see, right? So we have a two inputs. So two inputs we have. One input is customer data, other input is state data. So two tables. You can treat it as a tables or a inputs or a two things. So whatever. So but here in our case, it's a two inputs, and it is one is a file and other one is a fixed flow input which has a data of containing data of state and state codes. So when I want to get the state code, I have to verify, right? So here what I am doing, same thing. So I am just checking what input is coming. The state is Andhra Pradesh equivalents to Andhra Pradesh, then get the AP. If the state equivalents to Telangana, then get the TS. So this the match logic I am performing within the transformation when I don't have any lookup table or reference table. Now I have a lookup thing which can get the state code by matching with the state. So now what is the field is going to match with this data? So in this six fields, what is the match field here? State. So state is the match field between other table, other input which I have a state name. So what I have to do, you can just click on that, and you can keep press on that shift, and you can drag and drop this to the state name. So what I am trying to do, between these two inputs, between these two tables, I am trying to match the state. So state matches from the input with this reference table. So this is a reference table. This is going to be our masterpiece, and which is going to have all the states related state code information. And this is a customer data. So I want to match the state with state name. So state name is a having in a lookup table. So state name, what is it? What is it is like AP, Telangana. We have Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, like that. And in customer file also we have a state field which is going to have the Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. So that is the state. So here field name is a different, but still we have a match criteria on state. So you want to match with the state name. So what you have to do, you have to drag and drop that field into the matching field, which is going to match in your reference tables or a lookup tables. And now you can see, right, whenever you drag and drop, that means you are trying to match this, or you are trying to join this field into this another input. So this is one input and this is a one input. Then you can see, right, that the settings are there, which is automatically when you are not joined, then you don't see this red icon, red icon on the settings icon. So if I remove this, the automatically it will go. So now you can see, right, when you till you did join, there is no between relation between these tables. When you join, I mean when you start making the join between these two tables, join in the means match criteria, whatever. So there you can see the automatically the setting is enabled. So it is asking, go to the settings, and you can see what you are trying to do, what settings you want to make, what kind of match model, what kind of join you want to establish between these two inputs. So two tables, two inputs. Okay. So now you click on these settings, then you can find some options. So there you can see the lookup model. So lookup model is a load once. So whatever is a default, we'll see first. Okay. So lookup model is a load once. So load once is it's a ETL, right? Generally, data will be flowing row by row. But lookup, they have a design like, so this is a just a we are going to match. So we are not going to get complete data from this table. We are just matching with this table, and trying to pull whatever fields we want. So this is not a our source table, this is our lookup table. So you can see the lookup here, and this is a source. So always the input main is going to be your source. That means you are getting data from this one to output, not from lookup. So lookup, maybe you will get few fields, like right now we are doing trying to get the state code. So that the complete table you are not going to get, only whatever fields which you want to get onto the output, those things only you will get from the lookup. So always source is going to be your maximum output, you will get from the source. Other things will get from the other tables which you are, it is going to be a lookup for your in your job design. So now here you see, right, load once means it's not a row by row data is required here. So we can get all the data loaded in one time. So that means whatever state and state codes are there, it is keep in memory, like it will keep in the memory inside the object, it will keep. And whenever row is coming, so state Telangana record is coming first. What data we have a Krishna. So Krishna record is coming, it will match with that already loaded data. So data is already loaded in the lookup. So it is keeping that in memory. So it will start comparing state with state name. So state name is what we have. State name is Andhra Pradesh. So in first record we have a Andhra Pradesh. So Andhra Pradesh is existing, but what it is to need to do, it will check the match model unique. So that means it has to check what is the unique means it should be one. It's not going to be null. It's not going to be null, it's a unique. So match model is unique. So unique match, so it will find the unique match in that data. So it matches with that Andhra Pradesh with Andhra Pradesh, then it will get the state code. And same way, it's a join. So if you are not if you are not join, if you are not selecting anything, default will be left join. So left join means it's going to get the old data. If it is matched data, whatever state name is matched with the other input, other than that, whatever data available in source, that data also going to be get into your output. So that case you have to use the left join. So left join means what is going to be left. This is a, if this is a input, this is going to be our left table. So now you can see here. So if you see in this design also, right, if you see this fixed flow input is going to be your left side and this is going to be your right side. So it is sitting your right side. You can keep this one component down or up or left or whatever, but the meaning is it is going to be left. So always it's going to be a left. So that means the component start from left to right, but in this case you can understand source is going to be always left. So and lookups are going to be top and or you can see down. Okay, so left join means here you have to understand left is always is a source is going to be your left in this case. So left means whatever records is there in this and whatever records is here, if matches between these two, that data will come. And other than that, if you have any other data, for example, I'm going to add one more record which is not having in the our reference or look whatever we have taken a input fixed flow input, right? I'm removing the state. Okay, I'm just going to have XYZ state. So XYZ state is not there in lookup table. Whatever we have taken a input as a reference for to get the state code. So now what will happen if it is trying to get the data, it will match this, but we have used a left join. So we have a 10 rows, right? So all 10 rows will come. So it will check the state name, if matches the state name, and it will get the state code for those records. If not matches, then it will not. So I'm going to map this state code. So state code I'm mapping. So if you are using a load once means one time it will load all the data lookup. This is not going to be row by row. All lookups they are loading because it's a existing data just trying to match. So if you are going to match with the whatever input row is coming, you want to get match with the lookup. So lookup you'll have 100 rows or 1,000 rows or million rows. It will start matching or joining because you are using a match model as unique and you are using left join. So these three things, right? Load once means it will load all the data whatever you have joined in the lookup under lookup match. So that data is going to be loaded once. It's not go read one by one row. It will dump all the data and keep in memory, and then it will start matching with this each and every row with this whole data. So that's where they are using a load once. And unique match is a just a unique. So it will find unique between these two. So what from the lookup table unique. And left join means you don't find many joins here. You will have only left join and inner join. So left join in the sense if you have matching between these two tables, that is fine. If you don't have a matching between these tables also, you are going to get from all data from the input file. So now 10 rows we have and 9 rows we have a state name. So state name you are going to match with your state with the uh, source file, but other one we don't have a match, but still if you join with the left join, so left join means it is a source, so it's going to get all the 10 rows into the output. So now I'm going to deactivate this flow. We don't want this flow right now. We are just understanding the match model. So I'm going to deactivate this component and I'm going to run this job. Now you see, right? State code we are not getting. Why? I'm removing this because we have a unique row, right? So it is filtering the data. We don't want to filter any data uniques. So now we have a row one. So here we have change removed that component, right? It is expecting row 4. So you can relabel this one is a tip. So if you see any component you removed in between, the mapper will going to lose the connectivity between that. So you just change to the connection name as row 4, then all automatically the things will be mapped. So we remove that unique row fee component right in between. That's where it lose the connection between tMap and tfile input delimited. 10 rows coming. Yeah, now you see, right? The state code is working. So now you see, right? There is a no state code, that is a zip. We don't have a state code in our master table or a lookup table. So but still we are getting data that 10th row also on our target because we have used the left join. So now I'm going to use a inner join. So inner join means it should be matched between these two things. So we are not expecting that unmatched record on output. Now you see, right? Only 10 rows because we don't have that XYZ state code with matching. So when you inner join, so now hope you are able to follow the left join and inner join. If you are not good at SQL or you are starting learning, so left join means it will match or unmatch whatever matched data it will get into the output. Unmatched data also it will get from the input. But coming to inner join, it should match between these two tables, then only it will get the data. So inner join, I have selected inner join, then it started rejecting this record because it's not there in our lookup table. So lookup table does not have xyz state, that's why it is not able to process that record to the output. Clear? So now I'm going to again put as a left join. So how we are getting state code? Tomorrow, if I add one more state, So now we are getting all that. So tomorrow I'm going to add a new record with a new state. Source, it is going to come as a new record with a new state record, for example. So I'm going to add one more record here. So 4. Okay, so now we have added Kochi and Kerala. So I want to have this kind of like a state information. So in general, we are going to have this table outside. Right now in a flow, you are taking as that state code information. So what you have to do, you have to add the that information. So now we have added state. So you don't need to write any logics, right? Just adding the entry in this table. If it is this is a output. If you have a file, this state name and state code you are in file name, you don't need to open or change the job itself. You can have file itself or table itself. You can add a new entry for Kerala, and then you can process that. It automatically get the Kerala state code. So one more record we added, and we just want to get the state code for Kerala. I haven't saved. So what joins we have in tMap? Left join and inner join. Left join means it is a matched between tables, and unmatched data from source also we are going to get. Inner join means it should be matched between all the tables. So the path way which path it is getting, I'm not able to follow. Then what we have to do? You have to print that in real time. Now we can fetch manually, but if you are not able to follow from which path that file is picking, so you can just print that. You can print that path so that where it is picking the file, because I have saved that 11th record, but still I am not getting in my process. I don't know which file it is reading, so we want to get that file path. So you can add, if you want to get that path, you can give on component. Okay, we'll see how it is going to print that path. find where the input file is going to be fixed, but it I'm using outbound file. So outbound folder, this is I have added in inbound folder. So what I have to do, I have to go and copy these records. So here I have to add that. So now I will get, now we don't need this component, right? We just capture which path it is reading that file and all. For that purpose I have used it. I don't want that in my flow. So debugging purpose, you can do that kind of printing log and all paths, details and all, so that you can easily. Now you see, right, 11th record is coming, and if you see that Kerala, so KA is getting state code. So this way, right, in the customer have a number of states. So if you go and write the transformation, how big your logic is going to be. If you want to write this if else conditions for uh, 20 states or 30 states or whatever states in their country, so you have to keep adding that logic instead of doing that much work like a logic. It's not, it's going to be a comparative stating, like a comparative statement, right? So how much time it will take. Instead of that, you keep in that separate table, so that you can easily join with the input and output, you can get that. So here what we are doing, so input is going to have a field and you have to match with. So here I'm just taking example state. In general there may be uh, different tables you have to join based on the key columns. So key columns, so for example here customer and customer related department. So like if it is an employee, then you will go with the department data. So you have to join with the department separate table they'll maintain. So that is depends on joining column. So they'll tell you which column is going to join for the table, and you get the other details also. Otherwise you can understand based on the data model. When you get a mapping sheet which they have mentioned the what are all the tables you are going to use in your process, then you can go and check the relationship between the tables. You have to understand first the relationships between the table. If without understanding the relationship, so now I understand the relation. Why? So there is a state between these two, so there is a relation, right? State and state is going to have a join, then I'll get a state code. That is the logic which I have defined. Same way, when you are going to get in your requirement, you have to see and understand what is the relationship between the tables as per their mapping they are giving. And now we have understand about load ones. Load ones means lookup always. We don't need a each and every row every time in general, but in a talent or any ETL tool, the process will be row by row. Okay, but lookups you can do what each row by row also, but you can do at a time dump also. Load ones means it will all load the all data at a time. Now you can I'll run this job again. You can keep eye. So lookup is going to be first. It's not it's not one row and then it will come from one row. It will compare and then it will get and again one row. It will compare with the source one row. It's not going to happen. It's just a dump first all the whatever records is there, whatever table you are joining, whatever input you are giving, that all data is going to be loaded first, and then it will start the input and it will match. It will start matching between whatever loaded in the lookup. That's where we have selected option as load ones. So you want to do row for lookup also. Some new talent developer joining with us. So now you see, right, the lookups is going to be uh, loaded first. You see, right, 5 rows are loaded and then the row one by row it is started. So now and we understand the joins. So two joins we'll have in tmap. One is a left join and inner join. So inner join means it's going to match between these two. So whatever states are matched with our lookup table, which we have a state code, all the records you are going to get when you using inner join. So whatever matching only you want all the data from source, then you have to use the left join. So left join will check whatever matching between these two. So for example, you have a two rows here and two rows here. So one row only matching, then you will get a total how many rows you are going to get. So two rows here and one row, two rows here, but only one row is matching between these two rows. Then how many rows you are going to get? Two rows. If you have a four rows here and you have a matching criteria with the two rows only, but still you are using a left join, then all four rows you are going to get. So this is a best example you can able to understand. So if the XYZ is not there in our state lookup, so if you remove the left join, it won't pick this record because it's not matching. If you remove the left join, then it won't match between states table and input customer table. So it won't match that criteria is a XYZ. So XYZ state is not there in your matching criteria when you use a inner join. If you use a left join, it won't bother if it is there in a other table or not. It will match whatever matches, whatever not matches also you are going to get into the output. That is the option. So if you are not having a SQL knowledge also, you can able to follow, you can able to use the just selecting the join, what join they're asking from between the tables. So right now I'm asking I want to get all data, so simply you can go and select the left join. I want to only match data between these tables, then you go and join the inner join. Like that you can play with the tool. Okay, but you want to perform any full outer join, then you have to start designing your job. Just think how you can do. So if you want to right join means what you have to do, you have to keep this as a main and this one you can keep as a left. So this is a left and this is a right. Now in this case you want to make this as a right join, then you can make this as a input and this one you make it as a lookup, then it will become a right join. That way you have to play with the tool. Okay, whatever join you want to perform. But in by default or inbuilt, talent has provided two joins in tMap. So that is left join and right join, left join and inner join. And coming to match models, so there is a case or situation you have to match data. You will have a n number of data in a lookup table, but still right now, right, that's where I have designed, I have duplicated the states. So there is a case where you will have a same state and you will have a state code as a different. There you'll have a state and you'll have a different state code. But I want to get only first match. So how to get the first match? So whatever data is there coming from loaded and whatever data is coming from input, I want to get the first match. So I don't want to look for all the matches. I have Andhra Pradesh a number of times in my source. So I have Andhra Pradesh in a number of times. Like I may have, and I can enter a number of times. What is the first match? AP. I want to get only AP. I don't want to get AP. APC something is there. Andhra Pradesh match. Same way it's for TS. So TSY something is there. Two matches are there here. But I want to get first match. Which is going to first match? I want to get that match. I don't worry about it's a TYC or a TC. So or it is a AP or APJ. So I don't want to check that. But as per requirement they told you can take anything, you can just get the whatever matches for it will simplify the like it will simplify the fetching. So it is a algorithm, right? It's not a simple thing. If you want to find something collection of things, then how much hard to you. Same way, if the data is getting millions of data, you want to match exactly with another million data, then if you go with the unique match, it has to perform each and every row, it has to match. So it is coming Krishna, so what is state for Krishna, and look up its state. So how many states are in state code, it will keep each and every record in your other table, it will try to match and it will find the final unique one, then it will get it. Same way, if you use a first match means if it is a first record itself matched, then it won't look for all other records, because first match itself, luckily it got reloaded the first record itself as a match, then you want to get the first match. So it will simplify the process of searching and matching criteria when you change the match model. So first match means out of 100 records, the 10th record is a first record for matches with Krishna, then it will get the 10th record. If it is matching on a ninth record, then it will get a match record. If luckily you got a first record itself matches, then it will get the first record. So like that, you want to get the first match of data. I don't worry how many records are there in a whole other table. I want to get the first match. Then I have to check the match model as first match. So you can see the first match. Then what it will do, it will check the state. If it will matches the Andhra Pradesh in the other table, it has a number of Andhra Pradesh entries in the lookup table. But whenever the first match comes on the match, then it will pick that as a data. So first match is going to like like just it's a kind of requirement. They don't want to get the unique match or something. Just the data is a relevant. So state code, even it is a TYJC or TC or TS, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just get the first match from the data. So that's based on your requirement. You can select that TS. Or if you want to get only Andhra Pradesh to AP only, then you have to stick to that join, or you have to write a logic same way how you are getting, because you have Andhra Pradesh, you have a two things here. So one thing is a AP, you can see APC and AP for thing, but still if the customer wants, I want, if it is Andhra Pradesh, I want only AP, then you have to check the match model works or not. If not works, then you go for a transformation. If matches, then you will good with that join. Or again, if anything is fine, if it is a first match, so on this table, so all five records, if Andhra Pradesh matches with this first as a first record, then I am fine with APC. If it is first match is coming as this one, I am fine with AP. So in that case, you can use the first match. So now I'm going to run again. So we have selected what we have selected. We have selected left join and first match. So first match, what it is going to see, what it is going to do, we'll see. Now you see, right? AP, there is no APC. Okay. First match is happened, whatever it get from that input. So all AP is getting. So now I'm going to change the match model to unique. So what will happen? Is there any difference? See. So the algorithm, so back end that algorithm, when you start using the first match, so whatever comes first, it picked. It doesn't specifically look. When you coming to the unique, what happened is it's try to match with entire each and every record, and it find that as a APC as a final match on the data. So first match always whatever record. So here you can see the first record as APC, right? So it is automatically get that record as AP. So AP, when you start using the unique, the output is changed, correct? So just I'm shuffling again and we'll run again and see. This match model and joins are very important. Practice today itself. Otherwise, you will get confused. So now you change, right? What happened? So automatically, it's depends on the depends on whatever you are doing. So first match is going to get that, and second match is unique match is going to get the your order of data is changed. So here we change the order, right? Earlier it was TPC, APC, and TSJ, but I have shuffled. So second match is now matching with AP. So second match in the sense unique match. So unique match always fetch all the data across this. This is loaded, right? It will try to match Andhra Pradesh. It find the last match is this one, AP. Now that's why you are getting AP. Earlier unique match, if you have the order is changed to AP and AYC, the unique match is it treated as a APC. Now I'm going to do the first match. The first match I'm going to change. So now I'm going to change the first match. So what is our expectation? Anyone? So now TYC. So it is vice versa. So what we have to understand here, first match and unique match, don't say it's a last match. Unique match is trying to match whole data and find how many entries are there with that match criteria, and then it will get the last record. Unique match. Okay, but first match it will check the first record itself, whatever it matches, then it will get it. So now I have changed that like relationship right here. You can see right, I have changed the APC and device as the first. So when I select the first match, so automatically the first matches are matching with these two. When I use the unique match, it will now, if you join the unique, and it will try to match for all the records and final on the place how many times are there. The last criteria it is going to get unique match. So now we are going to get AP and TS. So first match, unique match is a vice versa. Okay, keep in mind and just practice. Don't confuse yourself. Just closely watch when you are joining with the table what it is doing. It's a background. It's a matching criteria and the algorithm they have designed such a way. So if the records are getting the first whatever is going to first match, then it is going to get in your input, right? It will, you are loading once, you are not reading row by row. So you have already dumped the data as one place, and now that the fixed data is going to be fixed. So the data is already fixed, so order of this data is fixed, so it will start matching with this. So the data is dumped as it is, right? So the first match is going to check with this one because it's a first record, and if you go for unique, then it will start matching this one. And if there is any records are available in the other table, and it will check that Andhra Pradesh second row is at AP. So like that, unique match is going to deeply search all over the table, and it will find how many matches for that join condition, and then it will get the last record. But first match, simply it will check that how what record is coming first, then it will just put that as a output for first match. Okay, so that is a vice versa, unique first match and unique. Now what is the other match model? If other match model, you have all rows. So all rows means it will match between these two and this table. So whatever how many rows we have here, we have a 11 rows, and we have here 5 rows. 11 into 5, 55. So it's kind of Cartesian join. So it will just match with each and every row, and you will get the all the rows. So it is a multiply with this Cartesian join. Now you see right, 55. So each and every record from the input, it will match with that all 5 rows. It will not about matching. It will just it will dump the data. It will match with that first state and with all other 5 rows. Again second row with five records. Again third row with 5 records. This is a very rare scenario. So where you are going to use the all rows concept. Okay, so now you can see that 55 rows all will have, it is going to get that. So Sunny 5 times, Sai 5 times, Sai we have a 6 times, and Naidu we have 4 times, Krishna we have a 5 times. So whatever we have, that will be repeated because it's a multiplying, it's going to get. And the state code, obviously it is going to get that each and every record whatever it is there in a lookup table. So it's kind of you can treat it as a Cartesian join. When you want to generate artisan, nobody going to do in a real time, but just they are giving. So if you want something will be dump whole data is like a Cartesian like a product, then you can use the all rows. So now I'm going to change this as all matches. So all matches you can able to understand all matches. So whatever Andhra Pradesh is going to match with that record, it going to get all the records. Now you can see right. So TYC, TS, APC, AP, all matches. So it is try to find Andhra Pradesh, and it get the matches between. So how many are there? Two. You can find three. So four, like 5 rows we are matching, right? You can find that 5 times. So you can see matches is going to, all matches is going to start matching between. So on the place it matches 2 entries for each and every record. You'll have a 2 entries. So it will start matching this, and you will get the APC and AP also. So all matches also, it's going to be a like again, it depends, but always we'll have a like a first match or unique match we are going to do. When you are doing a inner join means always we go for a unique join. If you are a, if you are using a left join and the data you can get anything with the first match is also fine, then you can go for first match model. Okay, so always inner join means you can blindly follow the unique match. Inner join is going to be the unique match. So because we have to scan whole data on your lookup table. Okay, so how many match models we have? Total 4 match models. First match, unique match, all rows, and all matches. So first match is going to whatever your data in our other table, it matches with the data, then it will automatically get the first record. Okay, unique match, what it is going to do, it will fetch, it will scan other table all the records, and it will find the last record it is going to get. So you can treat it as unique is going to be a last record, and first match is going to be a first record for that matching criteria. But don't say last record. You can say this will scan the whole data and will try to find the unique of the at the end, and then it will get it. Okay, and all rows, it's going to be a multiply with your each and every record in a source with other table. You will get a like a multiple record, multiply with the number of records between two tables. Okay, all matches, it's going to be match the number of records between the tables. So now we are good with inner join and match models, and left join match models. So you can play with these two. And coming to the lookup model, so till now we have used a load once. So what are all other options we have is load, reload each row. So whenever the input row is coming, you want to load again lookup. So you want to entire lookup you want to reload. So there is a situation the lookup is going to refresh frequently in between also. In that case, you want to reload all each and every row. So whatever row is coming, right? So you want to reload your lookup, then you have to select the reload at each row. So whenever you are going to coming the row from input, you want to reload your lookup. So your load once is going to be happen one time, but when you are going to select the reload at each row means whenever row is coming, the lookup will be refreshed. So but even here it is a low data, you cannot find, it's a number of records are less, you cannot find the difference. But when you have a huge data, you can see that how it is going to reload each and every row. But this is also rare case because it's going to be a performance issue, right? If you go for each and every row, then how much time it will take? If you have a 10 million or 50 millions of rows, then each and every row you want to reload the lookup, then how many times it's going to reload, and how it is going to be performed. So but if it is a case, if it is a kind of limited uh, limited lookup, so they're going to add, now we are good. So if you have a 5 records and they'll add another 5 records, 10 records, so you can load for each and every row, then it is going to be performed. There is no, you don't find any issue. But if you have a 200 million of data in your source and you have a 1 million of lookup data, then you are going to do for reload for each row, how it is going to perform. So it's going to be a difficult to improve your job performance. So if you have a less data in your other table, which is a lookup table, master table, then you can start use of this. And other than that, you want to improve the performance of your job also in tmap, in specifically tmap, because people will ask how to improve the performance when you have a job design. So tmap is the one which is, I already told, it's a heart of talent. Like any etl tool, transformation is the key part. Okay, so
if this is the case, for example, if you have millions of data, so there what we have to do, right? You cannot load and you cannot store, you cannot keep in each and every row on the fly or something. You want to create a temporary usage of disk that will help you to improve the performance of your storing, because it's going to store in memory. So that is going to be, there may be a chance of you'll get a this is a Java, so you'll get a memory issues and all. So to avoid that kind of things, they have given an option. You can find this, there is a temp data directory path. So there you can start storing your temporary whatever lookup data. So mainly for lookup, source is going to be a row by row, but lookups are going to be loaded once. In that case, you want to store data in a temporary, in a whatever disk, whatever server you are going to use, right? You can store it. It will be improve the performance of your comparing is going to it will automatically delete that temp files which are created to load the data. So what is the performance improvement area in tmap? You can say one option is temp data storage. So that will help you to store your data when you are loading the lookups. If you have a huge data, obviously it's going to throw some kind of time delay, or going to get a heap memory issues. To avoid that kind of things, you can store that in a temporary disk. You can give that your server path or somewhere. It will able to generate the data in a temp files. It will keep hold the data till your comparing is going to complete. Once the comparing is completed, the temp files are going to be removed. You can just pass the path. You don't need to give the file name anything. You just pass the folder name. That's it. And it will automatically, it will keep the, you can see the max buffer size, right? Default it's going to be here. You want to reduce, you can reduce. Beyond this, you know, if you give also, it won't perform, but you can leave this default number. You want to reduce, you can reduce it to improve the based on your data of your lookup. So this is an option for only storing the lookups. When you have lookups only, you don't have a lookups, you don't find this option at all. Okay, this is a mainly for, because you are loading the data at a time. Once you are at a time, you are loading huge data from lookup also, then you can add this disk storage option, then it will improve the performance. Okay, so that is a option for this one. Okay, so these are all four options which are very important when you go and see the settings. Okay, if you guys okay, I'll take another 5 minutes. So I'll close the two settings are there in the right side. Are you guys okay with another next 5 to 10 minutes?
Okay.
Okay, so now this one, right? So I'm going to change this to load once. So we are good with this left side setting options. This is if you add one more also, right? If you add one more example, you can add n number of you can add a lookups. So you can add n number of lookups, then you will get the same options. So you can add what join you want. So you want to add a join between, so n number of tables we are going to join. You can see, right? You want to establish a again connection between this table and this table. You just go and join with the column. Okay, so you can join, or you want to join between these two tables. Then what you have to do, you have to select this column and you have to drag and drop here, and this may be the inner join, and you want to use a unique match, so you can select the unique match. Okay, this may be your left join, because you want all the states, you can use a left join, and you want to get the first match because same data we have. So such a way you can join or associate between different tables in a tmap. Now you see, right? Whenever you connected multiple tables, you can see that up arrow, down arrow activated. So you want to make this as a like a, you want to make this one as up, you can select this as a up. You want to make this as a down, you can select this as a down. This is the options for. And you want to minimize all the tables in a source side, you can just click on this, so automatically it will minimize. Okay, this is about your left side. And what is the option to improve the performance? To store the data in disk. That is for when you have a joining tables, you have a other joins like a tables which are going to be associated with your source. If you have only source, then you don't find the option to store that. Let me remove this, and I'm going to remove this. So now you see, right, there is no have generated, but it's not going to be useful because data is going to be raw. If I am going to remove this, when you have a lookups, then it is going to improve your performance. Otherwise, it's not great use because it's going to be a row by row. It's going to come from your source data, but still there is an option. But when we have to make sure we are using the lookups, when you are using a lookups, then you have to give that path that will help you to improve the performance. Okay, so this is a one performance improvement on this table. And then other than that, you can see a number of things like which can be improved. If you are using a table side, you have to create index and all. But coming to tmap, what you can say, you have to store the data in a temporary storage that will keep your data in a local disk, whatever server the job is running. There it can able to store the data, and after it will start reading the from source, it will match each and every row from the source with the lookup, and then it will perform. If you don't have that store disk, what will happen, it will be in memory, it will be stored and keep that data, but it will start comparing. The performance is going to be little difference. You can see that difference when you are dealing with the huge data. If you are not there, if you are thousands of data or lakhs of data, you don't see that difference. If you are dealing with the millions of data, then you will find that slowness, or it is going to throw sometimes error because it's not able to handle, because your ram or your hard disk size, it's all depends, right? So it's going to depends on the things. So now you write, so now I want to inner join I have done. So I want to match all the records, whatever records are matched between this table and this table, and whatever is not matched I want to capture. So whatever not matched I want to capture. How to capture that not matched? So between this inner join, one record is going to be rejected because xyz state is not there in our state table. So I want to get that record out of from this data. I want to get the another one. So what is the option, right? I'm going to create another output which I want to get that complete record. I don't want to perform state code for that because it's not going to match, right? So I just want to get that source record completely, which is not matched with our thing. So I'm going to delete this. We don't need this. So what is the option you have, right? You can see that. So you can see that you can have a two ways to capture that. So here, right, I'm going to add a filter condition. One way I'm going to add a filter condition. So if the state dot, this is not recommended, but still we are trying to understand how to get the rejects. Okay, so xyz, this is not the state we are not having in our state table, and this is not a valid state information. I don't want to perform. So now you see, right, I have filtered this one. So I don't want to get this record at all. So what I have to do, I have to put a not equal to. So not equal to xyz. So how many rows I am going to get? So total how many rows we have? 11 rows. So I'm trying to filter that xyz record. So I'm going to get 10 records here. But what about other records? To get that other records, here you can see the, right, here also you can see that settings. Okay, but when you are filtering data on other output, you want to get that reject, there is a option you can see, right, catch output reject. So whatever this input criteria or a filter criteria rejected, that you want to catch on other output, there you have to enable this true. Then what will happen, it will catch that one record. So because the criteria is failed, the xyz, so that record you want to capture and you want to pass to the other table or somewhere you want to show that. Okay, you can capture that happen. Yeah. So now I'm not performing state code operation at all, because reject record, why should I perform the state code? If I populate the state code and all, it's not going to get right, because it's not matching between these tables. I just want to get the raw data from source, which is failed with the criteria of XYZ record criteria. So it's not at all valid for transformation of state code getting. So here intention is one input, and if we have any criteria, whatever rejects, whatever not satisfied that criteria, I want to capture that in a other flow. For that purpose, we are using the catch output reject. Have a typo here. So all you are seeing, right? Whenever you do mistakes, automatically it won't compile. It is trying to compile that code. It is throwing that window. It says, so out one 10 records, it is filter, but it is not captured the true. So where you have to enable this option. So catch output reject is not working here. So why anyone? Anyone? No? No.
Uh, I think we are giving condition on the first one, out one.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Okay.
might be the reason. I think we have to catch output reject on the top one itself. So on the out one.
And okay. What happened? Hmm? So this is out one, out two. So what is the order we have? What is the order we have? You have right order, right? So order should be out one. So out one is our main order. Whatever rejected, we have to capture here. Our joining is correct only. So why it is not capturing? Why is it not capturing? By seeing this, anyone can guess. If you follow the giants, I'm giving clue. If you follow the giants, so you can able to follow. So now I'm going to remove this and I'm going to run this. Now you will tell me what happened. So this is working fine, right? Then so we are getting all the data, 10 rows only we are getting because this has a 10 rows we are getting. We should get 11 rows here, right? Why we are not getting 11 row, 11th row? Because join model. So joining is happening between 11 rows between that matching between overall records are 10. So 10 rows only coming correctly. So this is you want to capture the rejects. So we want to enable this. We want to have a filter criteria on this and we want to get this one, but it is not working. Why?
So because of inner join, if we use left outer join, we will get.
Yes, we'll try.
So because we are not getting that row itself to filter out.
Now what happened? So if you have a condition, so joins are going to define the transform. This is a input, right? Before coming to transform, it will join the data. It is filtering itself that record. So you are not getting. So if you don't have a filter, so now you can enable that true option. What will happen? So whatever is going to match or not match, we are going to get here. And same way you are going to get. So you want to get that rejected record here. So what we have to do? We have to join that as a inner join only. So then you will get join records and you can capture here inner join reject option. So you will get that inner join rejected. So whatever rejected records from here you are going to get, whatever matched records you are going to get here. A little confusing, you have to just start practicing, you'll get it. Tomorrow I'll recap again, don't worry. So almost we covered all the options, we still will have. Now you see, right, we are getting one rejected record because we have enabled that option to reject. Now you see, right, XYZ is not there. Okay, I'll this is little confusing. So you just practice the left side options today and let me know if you have any queries on this, and I'll cover that too, and I'll recap again another next 10 to 15 minutes tomorrow, and then we'll close this transformation. This is very important, guys. If anybody not started using tMap, at least start today practicing today tomorrow, because going forward we are going to use the tmap and I am not going to explain deeply again each and every option. This is just a component, but it's not a component in my sense. Okay, this is a big functional activity in talent tmap. Okay, so just the practice so that you will able to follow when we are doing some operations going forward. Okay, I'll with this we are covered. I'll recap these options again tomorrow, and then we'll close the transformation process, and then we'll go for next components. And we have introduced a new component, just start using that component. This is also miscellaneous components. You have to remember these things, which folder I am taking the components. I'm going input, I'm going output, and I'm going taking processing, I'm going miscellaneous. So these kind of things you have to keep in your memory, so that when somebody asks So what are all the processing components used, what are the miscellaneous components used, you can easily able to answer that questions. Otherwise you will simply say I have used t flow input delimiter, t log row, t in tmap. So that is not the uh, if you are a experienced person, you have to say, you have to go in a process of explaining. So some people interest of to know how many components or how much you are confident on the component list, they'll ask you what are all the components you used in talent. Then people say, right, even I am, when I'm getting a chance to interview, even I used to ask generally people how like that will say he's a experienced person or not. Say he'll start with, he'll say randomly. So if he's not a complete experience, he's a less experience, he'll simply start whatever components he remember in mind. If you are a really experienced, you are worked on real experience, then you will go in a order of explaining the components also. This is very like a key tip. Even I am when I am an interviewer, I am also noticing when I am going for interview also, I am following that tip. So keep that when you are talking, when you are saying components list, you have to say in a process. So input, processing, output. So that way you have to start your component list, because any job design, that is the way you are going to design. So this is a input, and you want to do some processing transformation, then you'll go for processing layer, and then you'll go for output layer. So this is a source destination in between transformation. But components also same process, we have to explain the, when you are saying list of components, not simply whatever you remember, t java, t file list, t fixed point input. Some people used to say that, that itself give the sense, some sense to me. He used, but he is not as followed, or he is not a real much experienced on the process of designing jobs. Okay, so that's where even I started, right. I am just going here and there. I am keep telling you where is that component, under which folder the component is available. That is a essence to remember, and you, when you are going for interview. Yeah, really, if you are a ETL guy, if you are already experienced, that going to be different. But I can able to sense you are not a talent experienced person. Even same thing for any informatica or data stage admin issue. So there will be the process of list of things. If I go, if I'm using, I have used a SSI package, I can tell what is the flow, what are the components, or what are the flows I am going to create. The process is important. When you are experienced person, you have to talk the in process. You should not say randomly what components you remember, means you will tell whatever. It's, if you are using in real time or not. Some people will say t row generator also. If you see some profiles, right, the guys are very smart, they list all the components in mail in a profile. T row generator, t sample row, t map, t filter row. So that is not recommended. Never ever give the list of components in your profile. Okay, that will immediately they'll caught you, and they'll ask you in the real time where you use a t row generator. So there is a case you can use a t row generator, but you have not used it because you are not experienced. So why you have used a t row generator, what is the use? So they'll keep ask you, they'll make your component level knowledge. Okay, so I'm using this component, why I am using this one. This is how you are going to use in your real time also. There is a some fixed data in your match model, then you have to use the t-fix flow. You should not use a table for a two columns or a two rows, or you cannot use a file, because file you are going to have to place in the servers all the way. If you put in the job itself, no need to. If you are going for different environments, you do not to take care of that file and all. Okay, anyway, sorry, I am took almost 1.5 hours. So we'll connect tomorrow. I'll recap the tMap. So make sure you are good with the tMap today. If at least start today practicing. It's not difficult actually, but when you are doing each and every option, take your time to understand the options. Okay. Thank you all. If you have any questions, you can ask.